most violent society that history's ever created. I'm not committed to nonviolence in any way.
Man or woman who hates communism the most, that is to say, the man or woman who knows the least about communism, is the man or woman who wants to know the least about communism. That is to say, snakes are my enemies. They come to bite me, and I don't even want to know what they look like.
We're going to see about stopping, regardless of what these people think we should do. Because school is not important, and work is not important. Nothing's more important than stopping fascism, because fascism will stop us all.
Yo. What's good? What's poppin'? What's crackin'? What's brackin'? What's rackin'? It's your boy, Comrade Villain. I'm here with...
It's your boy, Pretty Bad
Comrade. I like
I'm
that.
still workshopping that.
Nah, I'm going with it. I just wanted you to say it, like before I point you to say Comrade Lab. Yeah. Pretty Bad Comrade. And this is the Forest Podcast. And you know what? I thought about this the other day. All the podcasts that I listen to, they have like a tagline. I think I mentioned this like maybe episode 1, that you say what the podcast is, just real quick, just in case anybody's listening to this is the first time, because they don't know, like, what is this shit? Let's see what this is. So our podcast, I still didn't think about it, so I'm gonna freestyle it. This is This is a 30,000 foot view to help you see the forest for the trees of geopolitics. Boom.
Bam. There you go.
Wrap a bow on it.
But yeah,
whatever.
I see what you're saying.
Something like that. But yeah.
Yeah. We'll figure that out.
We'll figure it out. But yeah, so we're here. We're to talk about, I'm going to talk about a movie. I'm going to do a movie review today. What if Superman landed in, I think it was Ukraine, during the Soviet era. Excuse me. We had USSR Superman, Soviet Superman. There's a fucking movie about that. It's a cartoon movie, animated movie on HBO Max. They put the HBO back. And it's really fucking interesting. And then I also discovered it's based off of a comic series, because of course it is. And apparently the movie diverges from the comic, and the comic is actually way better. So I'm gonna talk about that a little bit. But possibly, if you guys are lucky, Pretty Bad Comrade will bless you with some shit about fascism.
Oh damn! Why
as
you say it now? I feel like pressure
Fred was saying in the intro, nothing's more important than stopping fascism.
That's true.
So I'm just laying that out there. But before we get into that, real quick, just I don't know, anything going on in the world. I know you want to play me this Pete Buttigieg clip, which I don't know the context of that. I want to play you some Trump Epstein clip real quick, because it's fucking weird. And then, but is there anything else? I don't know. That's fresh on your mind today that you saw.
Yeah, the tariffs, or not the tariffs, but the new trade agreements
deal
with Europe, the Eurozone, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Art of the deal, baby. All America, all benefits go to America, essentially.
Yeah, baby.
That's what I've seen.
Screw you guys.
You're welcome for providing a global economy and safe seas. So pay tribute.
Yes, it's tribute. And then I also saw where I guess Russia, or Trump is giving Russia like 10 or 12 more days to...
Oh, I saw the opposite. I saw that he decreased the deadline. Like the deadline was like 90 days. And then
it was 50 days.
Okay.
So, but now he said...
I'm grossly misinformed about this.
Yeah, I think it was 50 days.
Okay.
But now he's saying I'm only going to give him like 12 more days, 10 or 12 more days.
Okay. So he did shorten it though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And to what? In the war?
I guess. I think the idea is to come to the table and negotiate into the war.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or what? Because actually, I did hear. Shout out my homie Brian told me that we'll put sanctions on the gas that Russia sells to Europe already.
Well, yeah, they're talking about secondary sanctions.
So if you buy, is that not how it worked already? if there's sanctions on a country for what X, Y, Z, whatever, and then some country in Europe's like, I'm going to do business with you, they're not.
Sanction as well.
Yeah, like I don't know. I'm trying to figure out I don't know. How would that work?
I mean, I don't have a good understanding of that. I thought that's kind of how it already worked, but
Yeah. But essentially that's what he's saying, right? It's like we're going to, I don't know, maybe increase those, throw another layer of sanctions on that to punish. I mean, because that's like their main revenue, right? Is the gas to Europe. That's what.
Well, they're not actually. I mean, they're not selling much gas to Europe anymore.
Well, that's what Blue Eyes. What's his name? The guy we were just watching.
Oh, Ben Norton.
Ben Norton. Damn, I'll never remember his name. It's a very simple name. He was saying that. Yeah. That like the amount of gas is actually not as much.
Yeah,
anymore already.
Yeah. I mean, that was the whole idea of us. We blew up the Nord Stream pipeline so we could cut off their gas.
And that was this new deal too. Was that they're going to agree to buy how much?
LNG.
What is that?
Liquefied
natural gas.
Yeah.
From American companies, I guess,
right.
Or from
from us.
Stuff does it have to originate from America?
Yeah, it's from us.
If Halliburton sells Iraq's oil, how does that work? Does that work?
What do you mean?
Can we sell someone else's? Can they buy oil that we, have taken from another country?
I mean, I'm sure they could, but we actually produce a lot.
And you can say, well, I know we produce a lot of oil.
Yeah,
Enough
and
to be
natural
self-sustainable
gas.
And natural gas.
Yeah.
But that's another thing that I learned. I think it was last episode with the tariffs. We trade we produce enough to flood other markets to buy then the same thing back from other parts of the world cheaper, while fucking up their markets over there in their country. We could just keep the shit for ourselves, but there's a reason we export stuff and then import the same thing. We export gas and then import gas. Why would we do that?
So wait, what's the idea behind doing that?
You can buy the cheaper gas from another country and then, I don't know, I'm guessing somehow through the tariff deals. This is part of, I thought I talked about this in the last episode, that you, I don't know, you're selling your gas to, like, say, a South American country or some other country. Actually, that's not a good example because they have a lot of gas. I don't know, some country that doesn't have gas at a high premium and then buying it cheaper from Saudi Arabia, let's say. So you could just have the gas for yourself that you pumped out of Texas. Instead, you sell it to overseas to a place that doesn't have the gas at a high premium and then import gas at a cheaper price. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, but that's how we run the world.
I have to look into that some
It's
more.
part of fucking colonialism and empire. But yeah, so that's interesting. I don't know. Anything else you want to say before I play this? Actually, say whatever you want, but then tell me about this Pete Buttigieg thing because I don't know any context for that.
Oh, it was just a clip of Pete talking about
Mayor Pete.
Mom Donnie's
Okay.
primary win. Basically, he says,
Hold on, I'm gonna play the clip.
"Oh, okay. Well,
All right. What was he mayor of again? Indianapolis or something?
South Bend."
South Bend, Indiana. And he was like a favorite Democratic primary candidate at one point. I'm trying to remember why he's popular.
Yeah, he was. He had a lot of popularity in the 2020 Democratic
And he's
primary.
gay. Remember that.
Yes, he is gay.
All right, here we go. Let me hear what Pete's guys say.
I think that he also, just as a matter of campaign strategy, was omnipresent. He was everywhere. He was going on podcasts. He was doing social media. And so I think a lot of more conventional political operatives didn't see him coming.
Andrew Cuomo had a more conventional media campaign.
For sure. And I think
lost.
in many ways, he, in addition to the moral disqualifications that went with his history, he just didn't. If anything, he reminded, I think, a lot of people of the status quo. So I think a lot of people are focused on the leftism, the ideological leftism, that I think we shouldn't be so surprised that prevailed in a New York Democratic Party primary. But I think if my party wants to learn lessons from Mamdani's success that are portable to a place like Michigan, where I live, it's less about the ideology and more about the message discipline of focusing on what people care about and the tactical wisdom of getting out there and talking to everybody.
Huh. All right. So, what was the point of that you put in that clip in the Discord chat? What were y'all talking about here?
Well, I just think it's interesting that he is trying to downplay the ideological part of it.
Just a
Like
little
that, like that wasn't the part that people.
They just want someone new, really. Honestly,
Yeah,
anyone that's new and in the streets and on
he's
social
talking
media.
about message discipline.
Yes. Okay. That's
As
another
his-
thing that picked up on.
Yeah, I mean, full disclosure, he's from. He worked at McKinsey, which is like a large consultant firm that does consulting for large corporations.
Okay.
So, he's a messaging guy. Obviously, he's a good speaker and all that. Smart guy. Went to Harvard.
Hard.
So I just think and you've heard other people say this, is like they really don't want to credit the actual policies
Well, you heard him say, "How do I export something like that?"
to Michigan. Yeah.
It's definitely not the ideas.
Yeah.
Those are crazy New York ideas.
Right.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was, the subtext. Like, it works in New York, but you can't take this to Michigan. I don't think it's a good example.
I mean, certain places in Michigan, maybe, but yeah.
Yeah.
Michigan's.
But they have a
Michigan's weird.
Democratic governor, and that's where Rashida Tlaib is from, and so I don't know why he used Michigan. Like,
Yeah, I know. He's not a representative from Michigan.
yeah, I guess he lives in Michigan now.
Oh, does he?
That's what he just said in that clip.
Did he say that?
I think so.
Did he say here to Michigan?
I don't know why else he would have mention Michigan, or maybe that's where he was doing the interview at. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay, maybe. But regardless, I mean, real quick about Michigan. There's a weird redneck thing in Michigan where they fly like Confederate flags and like they have like a MAGA boat parade. Kid Rock, he's from Detroit. There's like this weird strain of Union states that have like little pockets of people that like almost wish they were in the Confederacy. Or I don't know, maybe is it the Southerners that moved up there and they're just like, fuck it, we're bringing it up here. I don't know. It's weird. Like that South American country. Have you seen that? A bunch of, I think it's Brazil. A lot of Confederates after the Civil War moved to Brazil and just started their own little Confederacy town. You ever heard about that?
No.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. But I don't know. It's just weird because we think Michigan, you don't think that. Then you got to remember Kid Rock.
Yeah.
So how do you export Mamdani to Michigan? Actually talk about the ideals. Exactly the opposite of what you just fucking just said.
Yeah.
Pete Buttigieg.
It's so silly, bro.
Is it, or is it like, this is how we, because he's like, how do I explain it to Democrats? It seems like, don't worry, it's not the ideas thing. That's just New York. It's because he's new. Andrew Cuomo, he's got baggage. He reminds people of status quo. We just need like a new, fresh, shiny Democrat.
Yeah. That's basically what he was alluding to.
Give him a Ezra Klein book and put him up there.
Oh, I'm sure he already has one. He probably has.
Well, I'm talking about like this theoretical person
Oh, okay.
that's
I
going
see what
to
you're
bring
saying.
it to Michigan. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
All right.
anyway, he's just a corporate dim who, don't get me wrong, smart dude, talks well. You put him on Fox News and he'll get his talking points in, and like, easy to root for him until you realize.
Almost like Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah, I'll give Elizabeth Warren a little bit more credit than
She
Pete
did
Buttigieg.
create the CFPB,
PB,
which is
yeah.
now gone.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I
that's
think
true.
Elizabeth Warren is actually more ideologically principled.
But she
than
went to
Pete
the meeting in the
Buttigieg.
cave. Do you
Okay.
remember that? It was during the primary. I want to say it's got to be 2016. Whenever she was running in 2016, right? With Bernie.
No, she ran in 2020.
Was it 2020?
Yeah.
All right, it might have been 2020. They were talking about the Democratic Party being bought off by billionaires, and Bernie was like, "I'm the only one that's not." And then she was like, I'm not bought off. And Bernie was like, there was some kind of meeting with a bunch of rich benefactors to the Democratic in like a cave.
Yeah, I remember the cave meeting.
And she went there,
She was
and
there?
Bernie was like, because he called it out in the debate, like, you were there though, weren't you? Yeah. That's when I was like, she's fucking compromised.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Again, it's like we were talking about earlier with just because Jill Stein went to that meeting in Russia doesn't mean she's compromised by the Russians.
Definitely not.
But
no, that's not a good look for her to be in a cave with a bunch of wealthy
billionaires.
donors. Yeah. Are you sure she was in the cave? I thought that was like Gavin Newsom. Maybe this was.
No, I'm pretty sure. I mean, have you ever seen that movie Inside Out, the Disney Pixar movie?
No.
Well, it's got like core memories in that movie. They're like a ball. That's how I remember things. So like these like core moments in time. Like I associate Elizabeth Warren being in this cave. So I hope not. I hope it's true. While you finding that, what's more interesting? Not even more interesting than what's also interesting with Mamdani is how the Democrats are going to respond and react to them. It's the same thing that interests me about the Epstein thing. It's less about, whatever the evidence is. It's how does the right-wing media sphere deal with it? And like Pete Buttigieg, that he's going to be one of the ones, like that clip is the Democrats trying to deal with Mamdani right now. They're trying to figure out how to message. And like you said, he's the messaging guy. Let's get him out in front of this.
Yeah, the other thing is like, we know that these policies are popular. There's and I know Pete knows this. There's tons of polling data around.
There's no rent control in Michigan. What are you talking about? Can't have buses in Michigan? You're crazy, right?
There's tons of polling around, Medicare for all, how many people support it, minimum wage, etc. Like, for him to say that, oh, well, it's less about the ideology, the left ideology, I just think it is. First of all, those aren't even necessarily left ideas. I mean, we talked about this last time that there's some rural areas that have municipal grocery stores.
Right.
So again, I mean, I know he knows what he's doing. He's trying to undermine this lefty populism or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, at war with that, trying to quell it, don't let that get too much control of the party.
And just to further illustrate that, Missouri, in the last election, and this past 2024, I think they passed a minimum wage increase, and I think they passed like paid time off or mandatory, family paid time off or something along those lines. They passed a few like things that are considered left policies, or if you will. 2 or 3 things like that. And Missouri is not a, liberal bastion. Right?
Not at all.
It's a red state. It's considered a red state. So again, I think we just got to get away from that and call these people out whenever they say things like these policies can't win in other places.
Too rural.
Yeah, too rural or too red or whatever. You can take these policies to people wherever, and they're popular.
Agreed. Man, I wanted to play that clip. All right, we're gonna take a real quick break because I want to play that clip that I put in the chat about that woman that was talking to her Republican friends and explaining the minimum wage because you brought that up and like billionaires.
Yeah.
I just think it's really cool. So let's take a quick break and I'm gonna play that.
Clip. All right.
Okay. We back. All right. I found a clip, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just play it real quick, and then we'll talk.
Understanding how much $1 billion is. If you made $100,000 a year and you had no taxes taken out and you saved it all, it would take you 10 years to become a millionaire. But it would take you 10,000 years to become a billionaire. So that's $100,000 a year, no taxes, and no spending any of it. It would take you 10,000 years to become a billionaire. So now when you think about how many billionaires we now have in America, it starts to make you go, why the fuck are these people making the rules for us? Why are they passing the laws? Why are they opposing minimum wage being raised to more? Minimum wage is currently what, $300 a week? Our federal minimum wage, $300 a week.
What, 750?
$725.
Still that?
Yes.
Still that?
We can live on that.
No. But
Can't live
but
on
the
that.
billionaires, a number that we cannot even conceive having that much, are electing, they're putting the politicians in place that will tell us that we shouldn't raise minimum wage. And they will convince us that that's a smart argument. Because we need to keep pushing the money to the top. Just push it up there, and God willing, someday a little bit of it rains back down.
Let's fucking go. All right. So
Perfect.
you heard a little thing? That's it was a TikTok video.
Yeah.
And the visual of that video, it has a little comment. I don't know what you would call it, caption, and it says like, "What happens whenever your mom, I don't know, explains something to her Republican friends?" And then later on in the video, it says, "I blue pilled my mom. Do you think I went too far?" So that's somebody who was like, I don't know, I don't even call her a Republican or right wing, but she wasn't thinking like this.
Right.
Her daughter, I introduced all this information to her, I'm assuming. And then she was just like, get the fuck out of here. I gotta fucking tell my friends about it. This is wild, right? Did you guys know this?
Yeah.
It's like again the Chappelle shit with the paper.
All right.
Susan, get in here. I mean, I love it. I love to hear shit like that. You know, I love it broken down like that. It's great. You know,
Absolutely.
it's
Very
billionaires should not
accessible.
exist. Yeah, and like that's a great example or great way to understand the amount of wealth that they have. Anyways, that was cool. You said you found something about the cave.
Oh yeah. So just a clarification here. So, and this was in the 2020 primary. Senator Elizabeth Warren actually criticized a rival for meeting with wealthy donors in a wine cave.
Okay.
Specifically during the December 19th, 2019 Democratic presidential debate, she attacked Pete Buttigieg
Pete was in the wine cave.
for holding a fundraising event in luxurious Napa Valley wine cave. So, yeah, it was actually Pete who was in the wine caves.
So she was the one criticizing him for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Meeting with donors.
Interesting.
And then she said she famously declared billionaires in wine caves should not pick the next president of the United States.
And I bet she got a bunch of claps for that. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Pretty
yeah,
good. Pretty good declaration.
As she should have. And then, fun fact, somebody defended him. Maybe this is what I was thinking about. In response to Elizabeth Warren's comments at the debate, Gavin Newsom publicly defended Buttigieg. He pointed out the Hall wine caves was regularly used for fundraising by Democrats, not just Buttigieg. So yeah, you know, all the Democrats go there. So that's why it's fine.
Okay. Maybe that's what, because I feel like maybe it was an article or something that came out afterwards. It's like Elizabeth Warren has also used this cave.
Maybe. At some
I
point.
don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just getting it. For some reason, I don't trust her.
Well, I don't trust her either because what she did to Bernie. But
there was something fucking specific like that. It made me think that she's compromised. Maybe it's just that she talked such a good game, like at AOC, and it was just like she did do the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, so I have to give her that.
yeah. I mean, she's a decent on domestic economic issues. That's sort of her wheelhouse. That's how she got into. She wrote the book, the two. I think I forget the name of it now. The Two-Parent Trap or the two. Basically, I think the crux of the book was like, you know, we need two incomes in the household now and how that's changed over
okay.
time and stuff. So I mean, her whole, I mean, that's how she got into politics. Is, I mean, she was sort of
Middle class warrior, baby.
an academic person who
Because I know
just,
she's from Harvard, isn't she?
I'm not sure where she went.
She's definitely, yeah, like a prestigious academic. I remember that.
But yeah, she had an academic career where she was writing a lot about like inequality and stuff. So that was sort of her thing even before politics.
Right.
So I actually believe that she believes this stuff. Now, when it comes to other things like, you know, foreign policy and stuff, she's terrible. And I don't think she has any real convictions on those issues, which is unfortunate because I think all that's connected. But, you know, my major issue with her personally is just like, one, I don't think she's like willing to like really be confrontational with the establishment Democratic Party, but neither was Bernie in the end. So, but two, I mean, she backstabbed Bernie.
I was gonna say she was more confrontational with Bernie.
Yeah, and then she, you know, she came out and said the whole thing about Bernie said that a woman can't be president.
What? I don't remember this.
Oh, what? Dang, this was like a big deal during the primary. Like she said that during the debate, and that's what,
Bernie said that.
I don't think he said it.
I mean, it should be. What?
I mean, there's no. She said that was. He said it in like a private meeting. There
Oh,
was nobody
okay.
There was no evidence.
Come
that he
on.
Said it. So yeah, that's what. Yeah, I mean, this was the whole backstabbing thing.
That seems like a fucking hit piece that someone at the party was like, "Hey, go."
And this
go,
is at this
like
point. This is like late in the primary. I mean, she had a little momentum a little bit earlier,
But it was obvious it wasn't going to be her.
It's
so
not
she
gonna
could
be
throw
you.
her weight behind Bernie,
and she
or
she
Yeah.
dragged Bernie. So that was trash. And then she stayed in the race after Super Tuesday, and continued to split the votes because everybody else had dropped out. I don't know if you recall, but like 2020, you know, remember Biden? Biden had
Super
lost
Tuesday, was that South Carolina?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So Biden had lost the first
I remember
few
that.
primaries, right? He lost Iowa, New Hampshire. Actually, Super Tuesday, I think, is a little bit later. I think it goes Iowa, New Hampshire, then South Carolina, and then Super Tuesdays right after that.
Because I remember South Carolina, that's when he was back in it.
Right. So yeah, Super Tuesday is like whenever like several states vote at once.
Right, and it really clears up the field. Like everybody else can just drop out. now.
Right.
Yeah.
So basically, Bernie won Iowa, New Hampshire. It was Iowa, New Hampshire, Nevada. Bernie won Nevada too. So he won those first three primaries.
That's right. I forgot Nevada is weird like that.
Yeah. And then that's when people were like freaking out. Oh, like what are we gonna do? Bernie's gonna win. He's winning. He won the first three primaries, and then that's when fucking Jim Clyburn, that fucking sellout, who gets more money from the pharmaceutical industry than any other person in the House, just about.
Oof.
Came out like a few days before the South Carolina primary, and he's like a political fixture in South Carolina politics, and endorsed Biden. So he got the Clyburn bump, and then South Carolina comes around. Bernie loses South Carolina, right? And then like the political establishment starts to kind of like rally behind Biden. Like, okay, Biden is the guy.
Bernie's got a black problem. Yeah. Bernie's got a woman problem. Apparently, he's whispering in rooms.
Yeah, and you start to hear those kind of narratives. It's like, okay, well, we told you Bernie can't get the black vote. Like, and the black vote's so important, and it's, you know, it's the cornerstone of the Democratic Party.
You can't
and all
beat the Republicans without the black vote.
So you start to hear all these narratives about the black vote, even though he did perform very well with young black voters in South Carolina, just not older black voters. And this is when they get behind the establishment and the media, all that kind of rally behind Biden. And then Super Tuesday rolls around. Or rewind a little bit. So they push, after that happens, you know, there's a push by Obama and other establishment Democrats to like try to force these other people to drop out because they didn't want to split the vote between other sort of moderate or centrist corporate Democrats, essentially. Let's just
corporate Democrats to get behind one guy.
So they, you know, at the time, I think Buttigieg was still in, Amy Klobuchar, I think Beto O'Rourke may have still been in at that point. There's a few.
Fucking Beto.
Yeah, there was a few people still in. So all of a sudden, all these people drop out at the same time. Like within a 24 to 48 hours, 5 or 6 people drop out of the race, right?
But
Completely
Elizabeth
coordinated.
Warren stays in to split.
To split the progressive vote.
Bro, yep. Damn.
Yeah.
Sneaky bitch.
So Biden ends up winning Super Tuesday in a major way, and the rest is history.
And that right there, just so everybody knows, Pretty Bad Comrade just did that off the top of his head. Fucking just freestyled that. He remembers all that.
Yeah, I was following it pretty closely. I was so pissed.
I remember watching it too. I don't know. I don't log shit like that. But yeah, as you were saying, I was like, yep, that all comes to my memory. Like, yeah, I remember Biden being down at the beginning and like Bernie winning and Bernie bros being a big talking point. Oh, Bernie bros, fucking blah, 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 blah. And then I remember the South Carolina thing. I remember you had that mailer that was the 2020 was when you had the mailer on the fridge from Joe Biden, right?
Oh, you ain't black?
You ain't black. What did it say?
Yeah, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black, basically what it said.
It literally said something like that.
Yeah.
Like, and it had fucking smiling ass Joe Biden. It was like, what? So I remember that. But yes, and then the narrative of Bernie's out of touch with the black community because I remember there was those protests, like Black Lives Matter protested this shit. But then I remember, like we just said earlier, he brought somebody into his campaign supposed to help with that. But again, yeah, when you have a democratic institution and establishment, that's the type of shit you can do. You can coordinate, hey, everybody, drop out. We're getting behind this guy. Elizabeth Warren, you stay in to split his vote. Like, if you're just Bernie, like, what are you going to do with that?
Right.
How do you beat that?
Yeah, very unfortunate. And it was Obama who was putting pressure on people behind the scenes to drop out of the race so the vote can consolidate around Biden.
That's our special magic super president.
No, fuck Obama.
You know, Trump. So I don't know if we talked about this. Fucking, was it Mike Johnson? Is that the House leader? Mike Johnson? Is that his name?
Yeah, he's a
Mike
Johnson.
is Johnson. Okay,
Yeah, Speaker of the House.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was him. Introduced a bill about president having a third term, and in the Reddit comments and other comments I was seeing, people were like, oh yeah, well fucking Obama will just come back then and beat him. Obama is like, he's a boogeyman on the right, and then to the liberal Democrats, he's like a fucking demagogue, bro. Like, they love this man. No. He's gonna fix all of their problems, bro.
God.
That's, again, I bet Pete Buttigieg would be like, yeah, oh yeah, so what we just need Obama to come around. Even though I just said everything about Andrew Cuomo.
Right.
All right. So I guess I fucked up my segue. My segue was going to be, it's interesting to see how the Democrats react to Mamdani. Same way it's interesting to see how the right-wing blogosphere, media sphere reacts to Trump and this Epstein shit. So I have a little clip. I saw this on r/law. It's a pretty serious subreddit. It's just a bunch of lawyers. All they talk about is law shit. And I don't know, it'll like 50,000 upvotes, which for Reddit is a lot. Somebody asked Trump, goddamn, I wish I had it right now. The headline was like, Trump gaggle of reporter, like during reporter gaggle, because they call it like a gaggle whenever you just like sit there and all the reporters yell questions at you. And I was like, man, gaggle, that's a weird word.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm saying this other than I'm a rapper and I'm thinking I should rap that word. But anyways, this is what happened during this little gaggle where the press is just hollering at him questions and shit.
Mr. President, Epstein has a certain reputation, obviously. But just curious, were some of the workers that were taken from you, were some of them young women?
Were some of them
young women?
Well, I don't want to say, but everyone knows the people that were taken. And
we don't, is what we're asking.
It was the concept of taking people that work for me is bad. But that sure has been pretty well out there. And the answer is yes, they were. Yeah. In the spa.
In the spa.
People that work
Just so
in
you
the
know.
spa. I have a great spa, one of the best spas in the world in Mar-a-Lago.
One of the best spas
And
in the
people were
world.
taken out of the spa, hired by him. In other words, gone. And other people would come and complain, this guy is taking people from the spa. I didn't know that. And then when I heard about it, I told them, I said, listen, we don't want you taking our people, whether it was spa or not spa. I don't want him taking people. And he was fine. And then not too long after that, he did it again. And I said, out of here.
Mr. President, did one of those stolen, persons, does that include Virginia Guffrey?
I don't know. I think she worked at the spa. I think so. I think that was one of the people. Yeah. He stole her. And by the way, she had no complaints about us, as you know. None whatsoever.
Bro. This fucking guy, dog.
Jesus Christ.
Let me unpack it a little bit what that was. All right, so Virginia Guffrey, the girl that they asked about specifically, she's the one that's in the picture with Prince Andrew. And like she's one of the ones that's like publicly, because all the victims for the most part are all Jane Does, like because they should be. You don't want to. Not sound like fucking Cash Patel. You don't want to re-victimize the victims. But anyway, she's one of that's out there, so that's why they're asking about her specifically. So it's weird. Again, you could just be like, who? I don't. Oh, that one. I don't. How am I supposed to know that? He said, I don't think so. You know what? Yeah, I think she worked in the spa. He did steal her from me. Bro, okay. She was underage. That's the whole point. So he had underage girls working at his spa?
Yeah.
He seemed to like be like, you guys are missing the point. He stole workers from me. That's fucked up, right, guys? I said, hey, don't do that again. Spa, no spa. Don't steal workers from me. He did it again. I was like, you're out of here. It's a fucking, I swear to God, dude. We live in a Twilight Zone episode.
It's so wild.
So,
no, I mean, to be fair, though, I mean, you can be like younger than 18 and have a job. So
yeah, for sure. You could be a 17-year-old, 16-year-old masseuse in Mar-a-Lago. And it just so happens that you end up working for Jeffrey Epstein, who just so happens to be Donald Trump's best fucking buddy.
I'm just saying. And we didn't hear the word masseuse. It's working in the spa.
Working in the spa, bro. Maybe, maybe she was a receptionist when she worked for him, and then all of a sudden, then she got into the weird stuff. It was all Jeffrey Epstein, bro.
What I'm saying is, we got to be fair. We got to be objective here. All right. But nonetheless, it doesn't help you anyway. Like, I don't know why he said that, any of that.
Dog, if I go to a spa, all right, you're right. I guess I was assuming she was a masseuse at Mar-a-Lago. Because if she was, yeah, bro, I don't want to go to a spa and get massaged by a 17-year-old. They'd be like, what the fuck? I don't like this. No thanks. Right?
No.
If I'm going to get a massage, I want to fucking like somebody that knows how to massage.
For sure.
So, I don't know. Maybe somebody's investigative reporter should look into that.
Absolutely.
Also, I don't know.
But he certainly didn't do himself any favors with that.
It's just, there's a million ways he could have answered that. Like, without looking, again, like, he's like the guy at the Coldplay concert that fucking dove to, like, bro, just fucking stop digging yourself a grave. It's wild, dude. So anyways, that was funny, I thought. All right, let's take one more little quick break. I'll do the Superman review.
Bet.
All right, we're back. I'm adjusting my microphone. Brent, vamp.
So, did you see there was an earthquake in Russia? 8.1.
Holy shit, that's a big one. No, I did not.
Yes, tsunami alert for Japan and Hawaii. Yeah, they had another
Shit.
earthquake not too long ago, like I think a week or two ago.
So what is this? The East Coast, I guess. Where
yeah, I know
was it?
I'm not sure about the last one.
Because how was it gonna make a tsunami? It's Japan, right? I guess.
Yeah, it's got to
Okay.
be. Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
Hawaii, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, damn, that's wild. I didn't know about that.
I think it might be geological warfare.
Seismological weapon shoots sound waves into the ground and create an earthquake.
United States may have that weapon.
Yeah, it's called fracking. You don't do sound. You just drill holes sideways, you create earthquakes. Turns out it's pretty easy. All right, so I want to talk about Superman. Did you ever read comic books?
No, I never did. Nah, I wish I would have gotten to, comic books because I watch like X-Men and Batman cartoons. And
Right.
But, yeah.
Same. Yeah, like I never read the comic books. I watched the shows. Turns out comic books are really fucking good, dude.
Yeah, no, people love them. My brother reads them.
Okay, that's so I didn't know that. I remember. Do you remember Sean? Dude, who used to wear a kilt. Worked with us.
Of course, Sean Loudon.
He tried to put me on Watchmen, get me reading the graphic novel of Watchmen. I think me and Rob Parker, and it was really good. But that one was very dense. Like I think. I don't know if people don't read comics. They're dense. It's not just a bunch of like pictures of wham, pack, pow. No, it's like you have to read a whole lot of text. It's cool illustrations too. But I mean, that's why I like the term graphic novel. I think that's what The Watchmen was.
Right.
But there's stories. And look, this is why I like movies in general. I like stories. And I think that human beings, that's how we've passed information through thousands of years. Through stories. Right. So, and it's also a great way to explain things. Got to use metaphors. Like, side note, yesterday I was talking to Van and explaining to him that the NFL making the last team get the first pick next year, that's some like socialism type shit. The Major League Baseball not having a salary cap. So it was easier, I don't know, like a decade ago when you can say, like, look at the Yankees, they just buy the best players every year, and that's how they make this dynasty. That's capitalism.
Right.
So, like, it's important to have these type of metaphors. Sports is one, which I think I need to lean on more, but movies and stories and comic book stories are fucking good, and a lot of them touch on this shit, and I didn't know that there's something called Superman Red Sun. And I found this by just being on HBO Max. I've been watching like the Harley Quinn show. It's pretty funny. I'm just getting into all DC shit, like the Batman, the animated series that you mentioned earlier. That's a fucking classic show. And just for everybody that doesn't know, I always say this if it gets brought up. That cartoon was drawn on black paper. So it looks really fucking dope. That's why it looks so cool like that. But anyway, Superman, Red Sun. The idea behind it. There's a 3-part graphic novel. What if Superman landed in Soviet Russia instead of America? Before I go through the plot, because I'm going to go through the plot. So, spoiler alert, I guess. I don't know, man. Are we really at a point where we start to say spoiler alert? I think, if you listen to something, they start talking about a movie you don't want to hear about, just turn the shit off. I don't know what to fucking tell you. Grow the fuck
it's
up.
pretty obvious by now.
So I'm going to talk about the whole plot of the movie. But the idea.
This is a movie or a TV series?
So it's a movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. DC has a bunch of these movies. And a lot of them are rated R, mostly for violence. This one was only PG-13. But the story in the graphic novel, as I was doing research for this tonight, apparently is way deeper and better. I thought the overall story of the movie was okay. I expected some like blatant Western propaganda that like America good, Soviet bad. It was a little more complex than that. Not much though. And it ended up with like America is the shit. So I'm gonna get into it. Let's go through the plot. At the beginning, it's the Soviet Union, 1946. It starts with this gang of bullies chasing some kid and this Russian girl named Svetlana protects him, beats up the bullies. She's like, hey, you got to stand up for yourself. He's like, hey, I wasn't scared about them hurting me. I was scared about what I would do to them. And then he like lifts up a fucking truck or whatever. And Superman. And he's like, yeah, he's like 12 years old, I think, just started getting these powers. And she's like, oh, you have to use this for the state. And I was like, that's pretty cool. And actually, I want to talk about that a little bit. The idea that Americans have of government, of it being something separate from themselves, we look at everything that in Soviet propaganda is like, do this for the state, as like, oh, that's some crazy brainwashed cult totalitarian shit. Mm-hmm. But the state is just the government, and it's supposed to be the people, an extension of the people. The state exists to protect the people without power from people with power.
Right.
So I know in the movie, when she said that, it's supposed to be like, oh no, this is where they fucked up. Superman, using his power for the state. So anyways, she says that, and then fast forwards to a decade later, 1955, the Soviet government releases a propaganda film. And it's Superman, but his S on his chest is the hammer and sickle. So it looks pretty fucking dope. Americans don't believe it at first. Oh, excuse me. They think it's just propaganda. Like, oh, the Soviets trying to scare us, making this shit up. Eisenhower calls Lex Luthor. So here's another thing. Pause real quick. All of these movies because they have a bunch of movies on HBO Max, I guess, from the DC universe. These are all animated movies. Every one of them essentially takes the characters of the Justice League, which is Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman, The Flash, Green Lantern, and just puts them in different scenarios and tweaks the characters a little bit. But like, that's how all of them are. So in this one, Lex Luthor, who is typically the bad guy in the Superman shit, he's a good guy because he's an American, and he essentially becomes the American president, but he's the smartest man in the world, and he's who America turns to. Specifically, Dwight D. Eisenhower calls him. He's like, hey, is this Superman shit real? What are we gonna do about it? And Lex Luthor says, don't worry, I'm on top of it. I just need like $20 million, something else, and then you gotta let me crash a satellite into Metropolis. And Eisenhower's like, oh, that's crazy. And actually, as he's saying this, Lois Lane is who he's married to. So Superman, Lois Lane, in this version, in this world, alternate reality, she's married to Lex Luthor. She walks in as he's saying this, sits on his lap, makes a joke about it, whatever. I say this because she knows this information. Anyways, the plan is by Lex Luthor, I'm going to make the satellite crash into Metropolis in America. Superman will come to save us because he's a fucking good guy. And they also, Lex Luthor, it's the Sputnik 2 satellite. So that's the one that the Soviets beat us into space with the space race. Mm-hmm. They put a satellite in space before us. So Lex Luthor is like, I'm going to knock this shit out of orbit. It's going to come hit America. Either Superman exists and he'll come save us because that would look terrible. And then, which is what turns out happened, I'm going to use his DNA from like him touching the satellite to create a clone. Or if Superman doesn't exist, then the Sputnik satellite hits America and it's good propaganda to say, fuck the Soviets. Right. So that's the plan. Superman comes, fucking saves the day. And then he has this little speech to like the people that are there. And he's like, hey, I know y'all are afraid of me, but just because you've been fed this propaganda, workers of the West will, hope one day like unite. He uses a lot of the Soviet language, a lot of Marxist language, and it's really fucking cool. Okay. But Lois Lane is there, and she says something like, she makes a comment. Oh no, Superman says, I'm trying to make a world equal for all men, or peace for all men, equality for all men, something like that. And Lois Lane says, what about women? Which is another thing in this movie. Her and Wonder Woman on some shit about, this is all men. All these problems in the world are just men. But anyways, she says that. And then he's like, oh, I know who you are. She's like, why don't you do an interview with me? And he's like, why? So you can twist my words? And then she says, oh, you're fucking afraid. Superman's afraid of the free press. This is some Western propaganda shit. But I was curious. What do you know about, because this also takes place under Stalin. So this is after Lenin. What was the Soviets, I don't know. How were they, like, was it just Pravda? Like, how was their press over there? Do you know? Did they have a free press? Was it like in Cuba where they don't even teach capitalism?
I do not know. I mean, I know there wasn't any capitalist press. There wasn't like any like independent
bourgeoisie
or private press. So, yeah, I mean, I imagine that it was pretty restrictive as far as like you're not getting, you know, ABC or CBS.
Well, I'm just thinking more of like the fourth estate. The press is supposed to be something
like
that
some
holds
sort of like
the government accountable.
Yeah.
And I think based on everything I've learned through Western propaganda, Stalin tamped that down. But that's essentially what she's saying.
Right.
And then Superman says, oh, why? So the free press can twist my words and confuse people? Nah, fuck that. And he flies away.
Oh, okay.
He comes back and they're talking. And they talk about the satellite. And Lois Lane is like, you Russians probably knocked it out of the sky yourself so you could come save the day. That's great Russian propaganda. Bitch, you walked in the room when Lex Luthor was making the plan with fucking Dwight D. Eisenhower. You act like you don't fucking know. Your fucking husband did this. So anyway, she's like very like, not aggressive, but like oppositional, like what's the word? Like confrontational. For no fucking reason other than he's a Russian. And it's also funny, the movie kind of pokes fun at her a little bit because she's smoking a cigarette when he shows up and Superman's like, you shouldn't smoke cigarettes. She's like, you fucking idiot. This is the same brand of cigarettes my doctor smokes. I thought this shit was funny. So like, I don't know. If you watch the movie and like you're just, I don't know, thinking like everything she says, like you just buy into it, I can see like, yeah, that's some Western propaganda. But the movie also does poke fun at her a little bit. But anyways, continuing on. At that meeting, she shows Superman secret files, let's say classified, about gulags. Because apparently Superman had no fucking idea that Stalin had gulags and was doing workforce labor. Pause. What do you know about gulags?
Not a whole lot.
Me neither.
You know, of course, I know like the Western.
Well, what is the Western like? What is the story again? Is it work camps?
Yeah, basically for anybody.
For dissidents.
Yeah, or
okay.
Yeah, I think it's primarily dissidents was the idea.
Okay, so in this movie, Lois Lane's like, here, you know about this? Because I guess that's maybe why she's confrontational. It's like, oh, you're supposed to be this super fucking ideal guy, and you come over here preaching your shit to us. Look what's going on in your own country. Superman's like, that's bullshit. There's no way. Looks at the file. He's like, you can see his face like, oh my God, this is real? Oh, unbelievable. Because, by the way, him and Stalin are like best buds. Every time he's with Stalin.
Him and Superman?
Yeah, Superman and Stalin.
That's his dude, huh?
Superman, because of that shit that happened at the very beginning with Svetlana, who's like, she is like his protector whenever he was a kid, and she's like, you should give your powers to the state. That's like, I'm doing everything I do is for the state, and like, you know, Stalin is the leader of the state, so like him and Stalin are like best buds, but Stalin didn't tell him about the gulags. That was a secret because Superman just couldn't handle it. Superman finds out because of Lois Lane, fucking flies to meet Stalin, or just fucking flies to the Kremlin, and he's like, "Hey, Stalin, what's up, man? The fuck?" And first he goes to the sites to make sure it's real, and he realizes that they were built with lead. And I didn't know this about Superman. Can't see through lead.
I did know that.
You did?
Yeah, I remember watching a cartoon where I think I can't remember the context, but like there was kryptonite in lead. Somebody put kryptonite in lead to like.
He couldn't see it.
Yeah, so I do remember.
Dumbass Superman. Yeah. So yeah, the gulags were built like underground with like lead blocking the entrance, so he didn't know they were there. So he goes there. sees what's going on. There's a kid there, and he says, Superman, you can hear a leaf fall from like 1,000 miles away, but you couldn't hear our cries. Says some shit like that. And then it shows like his parents dying behind him. And then he stands up and like a bunch of bats fly. And I didn't catch this until the second time. He turns into Batman later. Like, that's Batman.
Wait, who turns into Batman?
That kid that looked at him like, bro, we've been in the gulags. Like, you're out there talking about how awesome we are. We've been crying for help. You couldn't hear us? You're fucking Superman.
Right.
So they're essentially were like, you doing this on purpose. This is a choice. And that radicalizes Batman. Batman goes on to be a terrorist, and we'll get into that in a minute.
Well, Batman's a terrorist.
Yeah, bro. It's pretty hard. But Svetlana is there in the gulag, and she's like, oh, fucking, I've been waiting for you to come. Like, he brings her outside, like, to see the sun. And she's like, man, I should have been dead. I should have died a while ago. I was just waiting for you to get here. Now that you're here, pretty much, I'm dead. And she dies in his arms. And so he's fucking pissed. So he goes to Stalin. It's like, Stalin, what's up? And Stalin's like, Superman, you know, you don't understand. You're a fucking alien. You don't understand humans. Humans are complex. Like, this is, he calls it like a necessary, not necessary evil, but like, these things are a necessity, essentially.
Right.
And he calls him a blind kitten. He's like, oh, Superman, you're like a blind kitten. Like, so pure, but you just you can't see what's going on. So, I don't know. And then he says something else that, like, turns out to be, like, the perfect moment for Superman to zap him with his laser beam eyes as, like, a joke. Not really a joke, but, like, in context. Superman's like, oh, that's my thoughts exactly. And then fucking kills Stalin with his laser beam eyes. Yeah. And then, like, as soon as he does that, all the guards outside the door run the room. They put their guns on the floor and, like, kneel down. And they're like, because you can tell, like, it affected them. Right. Motherfuckers love Stalin. And then they look up Superman like, what now? And Superman says, I'm going to save the world. So then Superman advances, it says here, advances communist ideals across the world, ending the Korean War. So, all right, what happens is they get the ceasefire, and then, like, I don't know, 3 weeks or something later, Superman just rolls through and fucking with the North Koreans, and they just fucking obliterate everything, take over the whole fucking peninsula in like 3 days.
He rolls through with the North Koreans?
Yeah. Fucking
hell yeah.
Kicks out America. Yeah, it's pretty hard. And then he's like, he says some utilitarian shit. He's like, there's some loss of life, but, you know, greater good. Do what we had to do. And then the Berlin Wall. In this world, the Berlin Wall is built by America to stop the encroachment of communism. To keep them out. And I don't understand. This is a world where Superman exists. As soon as they're done, like they're doing the internet, Superman just shows up, like, punches it, fucking destroys it. What the fuck, guys? Anyways, he does that, and let's see. Oh, he meets Wonder Woman. She comes to the Kremlin as like a diplomatic, I don't know, meeting, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I like what you're doing. I like what you're doing." Lex Luthor unveils that he got some of the DNA from the satellite when Superman was there, made a clone, and calls him Superior Man. And he debuts him. And, like, when he debuts him, Superior Man says like, America first. Like, I think this was in can you look up real quick when this movie was made? Superman Red Sun. I want to say it's 2016 or 2020. But anyways, they knew what the fuck they were doing when they made Superior Man say America first. So
2020?
It is? Okay. Yeah. Superior Man goes to Russia to fucking take on Superman. Like, goes to Moscow. Superman goes outside. He's like, bro, I came to your country to save shit from a satellite. I can't believe, like, you had the balls to come here as an invader. And then Superior Man says, I'm a liberator. And then they fight. And Superman fucking waxes his ass, like, beats the fuck out of him, bro, pretty easily. And then at the same time, Lex Luthor's controlling this guy and, like, increasing his power and, like, overloads him on power. And then the dude fucking dies. And Lex Luthor's like, I knew there was only like a 12% chance that he would win, but really it was just like I was trying to test Superman's limits. I saw some fear in his eyes for the first time. So Lex Luthor, he's playing a chess game, and it keeps cutting to scenes of him like at a chessboard, just fucking with chess pieces. And this is something that I've come to see with the comics is like Superman, his enemies are smart people. Like, he's super fucking strong. So the only way you can fucking fuck with this guy is if you're super smart. Brainiac is another, like, one of his main enemies. He shows up next. This is in 1966, by the way, just for a timestamp. Brainiac shows up in like this giant floating fucking skull with like tentacles, crazy. And he shrinks Stalingrad, the whole city. Like, puts it in a beam, shrinks it, makes it tiny, puts it in like a little glass case on it. Got that shit. And Superman fucking busts through the head, almost like a bullet. Like he's the bullet going through the head. Is pretty fucking cool. And then he reprograms Brainiac to make like a utopia, but can't figure out how to fucking unshrink Stalingrad. So like that's like his greatest failure. It's like, fuck.
Honey, I shrunk Stalingrad.
Yeah. And like this comes in later, and like I need to rewatch it again because I'm pretty sure right here, like he tried pretty hard, but then at the end it's like he didn't try. Anyways, that's like his greatest failure. But he reprograms Brainiac, makes like a utopia. Like people are living to like 97 on average in the USSR. Like they've gotten rid of or like suicides are down to like 3% because they introduced I can't remember some pharmaceutical into the water supply, that type of shit. So it's all just like this crazy utopian type stuff. But at the same time, the dissidents that used to be sent to the gulag, Superman just lobotomizes them with like this little thing that he made from Brainiac. So they just like become like mindless, like janitor, like just workers. Like Wonder Woman calls him out on it, and he's like, "It's better than the gulags." Like, but even right there, that should have been the first hint. They're like, "Damn, maybe I fucked up with Stalin."
Right.
Like, how is that much better than sending people to gulag? Lobotomizing people? It's pretty fucking bad. But no, he didn't reflect.
All right.
So then, let's see. Oh yeah, it advances the countries of the Warsaw Pact. Who was in the Warsaw Pact? Do you remember? Was that just the Soviet countries?
Well, you know, Soviet Union was.
But was it Soviet Union and other countries?
I think there was a few other countries.
Like, I don't know, was it Belarus or some shit? Or?
No, Belarus was part of the Soviet.
That's part of Soviet? All right. Yeah. Anyways, they keep bringing up the Warsaw Pact in this movie to like emphasize, I guess, like the opposite of the NATO allies, that Superman's making it great in all of these countries. And then let's see. Then Batman shows up as a fucking terrorist. And like, when I mean terrorist, I mean Batman fucking sets a bomb. All right, so there's a museum for the little city of Stalingrad. And they're like explaining what happened, whatever. And then like Batman comes over the PA and he's like, "Hey, there's a bomb in this shit." First, he gives a little speech about how, yeah, you guys think everything's so great, but it's only great if you do exactly what Superman wants. Like, no one man should have all this power shit, essentially. And I've noticed this. This is also apparently like the main thing Lex Luthor hates about Batman in the regular comic. They're just like, they hate that he exists. There's nothing that he does.
Right.
Even like with Batman versus Superman, it's just like, I don't like the fact that you exist and then maybe you could go bad. Right. Like, you're just too powerful. Don't like it. In this instance, Batman, you know, he came up in the gulags and he's like, it wasn't great for me under Superman. So on the intercom, he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna blow up this museum. You guys got 10 minutes to get out." And then it cuts to Batman like outside and he fucking immediately blows it up. And he says, "Oh, did I say 10 minutes? I meant 10 seconds. So he kills all those fucking people. And then he gets away, like cops, whatever. He's Batman. Can't catch the Batman. But he's a straight up terrorist. And let's see. Batman kidnaps Wonder Woman at this point. ties her up. I don't know how he does this, but it's Batman. This is done off screen. Ties her up with her lasso of truth, and then like tells Wonder Woman to say something like he's gonna kill me in 10 seconds, and then, or I don't know, maybe sends a message. Somehow Superman knows he's got 10 seconds to find them. Finds them in 8 seconds, and then Batman's like, "Oh, I thought you'd get here in 6. You're lacking." And then he hits Superman with lamps, like red lamps, like sun lamps. And I think this is part of the title, Superman Red Sun. I don't know if this is canonical, but in this movie, Superman's son on Krypton. So you know the story behind Superman is like there's a planet of all these Supermen, and their son, like their son, was like made them super weak. So like they had to be super strong just to exist. So when they brought outside of that environment, they're super strong.
Right.
So these lamps are like supposed to simulate the sun, make Superman weak. Does make him weak. Batman beats the shit out of Superman. And like Superman's like, "What do you want?" And he's like, "I just fucking want to destroy you and humiliate you." And then he beats the shit out of him, throws him in like this pit, and just leaves him there to die. And then Wonder Woman breaks out of her ship, rescues Superman, and then no, she's still there. Rescues Superman, like kills the lights or something. Superman immediately gets his strength back, beats the fuck out of Batman, and then tells Batman he's gonna lobotomize him. And then Batman suicide bombs himself and explodes himself. And then Wonder Woman is like, Superman's like, "Thanks for saving me." She's like, I saved you, but like you're part of the problem. You're just as bad as he is. All men. She keeps going on this shit about all men. Anyways, which, you know, it is Wonder Woman. They're from Amazon.
Right.
Anyways. Then in 1967, all that happened in 1 year. The United States elects Lex Luthor as president. The Green Lantern. All right, so during Roswell, the alien crash, the alien that crashed was a Green Lantern spaceship, and then Lex Luthor creates a team of Green Lanterns to fight Superman. So like this is the arms race. So instead of nuclear, it's like fucking superheroes.
Right.
Let's see. Wonder Woman. Oh yeah, they're fighting. Oh, I think he sends the Green Lanterns to invade Russia. Superman beats them up. In the middle of that fight, Wonder Woman shows up to like save him again, but then she's also again like, "Oh, you fucking men, you guys just stop fighting." After that, Brainiac convinces Superman to confront Lex Luthor. The whole time, Brainiac in his ear like, "Yo, you need to go invade America, go invade America." And Superman's like, "No, I can't force it on them. They have to figure it out themselves." Even though I did in Korea, whatever. Yeah. But he's finally at this point. He's like, "Fuck it." Goes to confront Lex Luthor, and then Lois is there, and she has that little bottled city. I don't know why or how. I remember, and then Superman's like, "Yeah, man, that's my greatest failure. I wish I could have fucking did something about that." And then she's like, "You have Brainiac. He's the one that did it. Like, just tell him to undo it." And Superman's like, I couldn't reverse the technology. Like, you know, the ship was broken. Brainiac's like, "No, I can do it." Superman's like, "What?" Brainiac's like, "Yeah, you never asked me to do it."
Right.
So I'm like, what the fuck? So I don't understand what the whole point of this is in the story. It's like he got caught up in his own. I don't know what the point of this, but essentially it makes him realize like, oh no, even if I'm like the ideal person, all I'm about is utilitarian good.
Right.
Just can't have one man having too much power. Somehow that connects those dots for him. And then he says, "Brainiac, let's go home," or whatever. And fucking Brainiac's like, "Nah, it's an unacceptable answer." And then he's like, "Turns out I've been manipulating your ass the whole time." This is actually the problem Batman has with Superman. It's like, bro, you're fucking dumb. You have so much power. It's so easy to manipulate you to do something. You think you're doing the right thing. So, anyways, yeah, Brainiac's like, bro,
I kind of remember that just from like watching like the cartoons, like Justice League and stuff. I feel like Batman was always like a little like condescending towards Superman. Like,
yeah, because I think part of it definitely it comes off as like Batman's mad. Like, I'm just a regular guy.
right.
Like, I'm a billionaire. And I got martial arts training. And I got a bunch of cool gadgets. But, like, God damn it. What I could do. I think he thinks of what I could do if I was fucking Superman. So he's like, he's constantly skeptical of him. But, anyways, Brainiac's like, Superman, you're a dumbass. I've been manipulating you the whole time. Like, I came here to, like, just take over one city. And what I did is use you to take over, like, half the fucking globe. I'm just going to finish the job now. I don't really need you at this point. Like, I let you break through the shield last time, essentially. And then Superman and Lex Luthor team up. Lex Luthor comes out in his, like, badass robot suit, like an Iron Man type suit. They fight this shit, destroy it. Actually, what really starts the fight, Superman's holding the little fucking city of Stalingrad, and he's like, let's go home. And Brainiac's like, no. And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then Brainiac just blows up the fucking city. It's so funny. Because, like, the whole movie is just like, God damn it. I got to help these guys. I got to figure out how to get them on miniature. And he's like, nah, they're all dead. And then that really pisses Superman off. So Superman and Lex Luthor team up, kill him. And part of the battle, at the end of the battle, Brainiac does, like, some nuclear self-destruct option. Classic move. Fucking Superman's like, I got this. Like, Luthor's like, nah, bro, you're going to sacrifice yourself? You're never going to, what? You can't throw it in and come back. It's not like you're Superman. Superman's like, no, I'll sacrifice myself. Flies off into space. It blows up. And, you know, he ain't fucking dead. But he essentially lets the world believe he's dead so they can just figure out, like, humans, I'm done trying to meddle in your shit. Figure it out for yourself. And then Lex Luthor gives this speech at the end about, these Soviets, you know, we got to be nice to the Soviet people. You know, they were just controlled by some dictator. And, you know, we're going to bring democracy, freedom over there. It just sounds terrible. It sounds like some fucking like military industrial complex language. But I know the way it's portrayed in the movie is supposed to be like, yeah, America's great. Yeah, you're supposed to feel good about being American. Right. Yeah, you know what? Those Soviets, it was just Stalin. You really that was their problem. It's not like the Soviets are bad people. So that's it. That's how it ends. Lex Luthor steps down from being the president, hands it over to President James Olsen, which is he was some black guy that I don't know who that was supposed to be.
He was black?
Yeah. And he's got to be someone important in DC Comics. But he becomes president.
Say that again?
He's like through the whole movie, he's like Lex Luthor's assistant almost. He's just like always right there with them. His name is James Olsen, yeah. And then at the end, after Lex Luthor gives this whole speech, he's like, I'm stepping down as president, but don't worry. You don't have to elect a new one. I'm handing it over to fucking James Olsen.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Lois sees Superman. He's like in the crowd, like looking like Clark Kent with the fucking shit. She's like, oh, I see him. And that's pretty much the end of the movie. So, pretty interesting.
Sounds good. I want to go watch it, even though you spoiled it for me.
It's really good. I listen to a lot of movie podcasts, and they be doing this. They do the plot summaries, and I've never seen the movie, but after they talk about it, I'm like, fuck, I want to go. And I go watch it. And, you know, it's still good. Yeah. I promise you, there's shit in here I forgot. There's a lot of cool shit in there, like little touches that. Actually, we should probably watch it together at some point, but yeah, it's dope.
If it's ever really good, like. You can't actually really spoil. I mean, you can.
Unless it's Sixth Sense. Like, unless it's like literally the whole movie is cruxed on that.
Yeah. Right. Like some build up to something at the end. Then obviously it's like, oh, you spoiled it. But like, you can't really spoil like a good movie with a good plot.
I agree. Because like, look, it's just a story. And if you tell me the story, I'm still going to want to watch the story.
Right.
But yeah, so it was cool as fuck. I'm gonna get the comic. It's like $60, I think.
$60.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I saw a cheap version. I'm gonna get the hard book.
Can't download it online.
Yeah, we could definitely steal it.
Yeah.
Pirate it. I want to like hold it though in my hands.
Yeah.
Analog media. But apparently it's way more complex than people who, and this is another thing. Even with these movies, like these movies are way better and more intricate and complex than like the live action fucking produced for mass consumption Marvel and DC movies. The comic book movies, the DC movies on HBO Max that are cartoons, very interesting. Apparently, the comics are like even more interesting. Like they're even like, I don't know, it's just more nuanced and like they're more critical. I'm assuming going to be more critical of America. So I'm going to read that and then at a later date, we'll review that. But yeah, man, it's pretty cool.
That's what's up.
Also, I recommend, there's one called, is it Batman versus Yakuza or something? If you go
Yeah. I thought, did you tell me about that?
I told you about it, yeah.
Okay.
I want to tell everybody, watch that. That shit's fucking cool. That one, like, there's no politics. It's just, what if, like, Japan was in the sky? Like, it's not on the map. It's just, like, in the sky. And only certain people, like Batman and Robin, can see it. But when you go up there, all the Justice League people, like Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Superman, they're heads of different Yakuza crime families. It's fucking cool as fuck.
That's dope.
Yeah. So, recommend that one. I don't know. Any final thoughts on Superman, Red Sun, Kami, Soviet
No, it
Superman?
sounds good. I mean, I actually went and saw the Superman movie.
Was it good?
This past weekend. Yeah, actually, I really enjoyed it.
Hell yeah. I want to watch it.
I was surprised because I'm not really a Superman guy.
No, me neither. I mean, unless you're Jewish. Did you know this? He's a Jewish superhero.
Superman? Mm-hmm. He's from Krypton.
He was created by Jewish, creators, and like a lot of, there's little subtle Jewish things as part of his personality. I think that's why Jerry Seinfeld loves him so much.
Okay, that's interesting because I don't know if you know this or not, but there's been a bit of a backlash about the new Superman movie because
isn't it pro-Palestine?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we may have talked about that a little bit. I can't remember.
I think I read something about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, there has been some backlash because of that. I mean, in the movie, there's
it's pro-immigration too, I think, right? It's like anti-ICE. Did it touch on that at all? No?
Not really. Well,
Superman's an immigrant, so it's got to
come up. Exactly. And that it touches on that sort of, narrative that he's an alien or whatever. But it's not like, obviously, it's not direct or overt political. Like, in the movie, there is like another country that's being invaded. That's a poor country with brown people.
So they use like a
it's a
stand-in country.
Yeah. So people can it's obvious what's going on there.
So that is going to be coming from James Gunn.
Yeah.
Not. Yeah, I mean, but that's what's so cool about these fucking DC things. Like, so these characters. So they had Jewish creators that put these little Jewish things in Superman. Now anyone can take that character and just fucking tweak it a little bit, make it do whatever.
Right.
And so James Gunn, he's the one that did Guardians of the Galaxy. He did Peacemaker, which is I love that show. I heard Peacemaker's in the movie. Is he in?
He does make a very brief appearance, and it's funny.
But yeah, so James Gunn apparently is supposed to be. He's like the reset for DC.
DC, yeah.
From the Zack Snyder shit, which was so dark.
Yeah, my brother was actually telling me that.
Okay.
Because like I said, my brother he likes comics and
shout out Killer Cam.
For sure. So he's into that stuff a lot more than I am. But James Gunn is supposed to be, I think he's the head of the studio now, right?
Yeah, he's like the creative director essentially of DC.
Okay.
Yeah.
So look, from what I've seen, I've watched the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. I can't remember if I watched the third one. The first one I definitely liked a lot. What else has he done? He did the Peacemaker, right?
Yeah, Peacemaker. I feel like he's done something else too.
Did you watch Peacemaker?
Yeah, I watched all of it. I loved it.
I loved it too. I thought it was hilarious.
So
and
that's what it is. Like his comedy is, he's got a light touch,
right?
And I've heard this Superman movie. It's like it's modeled after, I want to say like All American Superman or something, but like it's very like comic booky,
right?
Whereas Zack Snyder shit is like, let's make it super realistic, and dark.
Right. Yeah.
But I like, I like that. It's comic books, man. We're telling stories here. Christopher Nolan did the fucking real thing with the Dark Knight trilogy. Like, that's it. Like, I don't need to see anything else be more realistic than that. He nailed it, killed it.
Yeah,
That's perfect.
That was dope.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think he did a good job because I'm not a really big fan of like the Thor. I like the first Thor.
The first two. So the first one was okay. The second one was directed by Taka Waititi, the New Zealand guy. He's hilarious. That one was pretty funny. But then the one he did after that with Christian Bale apparently wasn't good. I didn't watch that one.
I don't know. I think I watched the first two. I like the first one's my favorite.
You like the second one with the Hulk and like I thought that shit was funny.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't mind jokes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want my comic or my Marvel, DC superhero movies. I don't need it to be overly funny. Like,
okay,
like I think like the second Thor was just like trying to be funny. Like,
I got you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, trying too much.
I don't really care for that personally. I know other people like it, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought the Superman movie did a good job of like sort of balancing it. Yeah.
Okay.
There was funny parts, but it's like, it's not, the whole thing's not structured around like trying to make jokes.
Gotcha. So James Gunn also wrote the Suicide Squad, the better one, the second one, not the first one with Will Smith, which was terrible. He wrote have you seen the reboot of the Suicide Squad with Idris Elba?
I haven't seen that.
With Idris Elba? That's just dope.
No, I haven't seen any of the Suicide Squad stuff.
Peacemaker's in that one. But he did that movie, which was good. He did some movie called Movie 43, which, have you ever heard of I think it's based off the Rule 43 or something, which is like,
I remember hearing about that movie.
Everything ends up like as porn. It's really fucking weird. I tried to watch it. Oh, 13 Ghosts? Oh, no. He was just additional writing credit. That was a pretty good movie. Dawn of the Dead. He wrote the screenplay for Dawn of the Dead. Fuck yeah, man. James Gunn. Okay.
I never saw that either.
That's a good one. All right. But yeah, done talking about comic books. We're at 1 hour and 20 minutes. I think it's a good time to end it.
Yeah. Sure you want to do fascism? I think
All
I
right,
can get
squeeze
it
in
in another hour.
I mean, I got questions, so it might be longer than that. But we definitely should do that next episode.
All right.
What is fascism? That's your homework, everybody. Here's what I know. Something about a bunch of sticks and like you wrap them up.
What?
And that's the state.
What are you talking about right now?
Did you not do any research?
We're talking about fascism?
Yeah, Mussolini's fascism. Like the way it was like described. All right, I guess I'll talk to you off mic.
Sticks in a state and wrapped up? Bro.
The sticks wrapped up is the state.
Oh, okay. Dang. I'll have to add that into my
fascism sticks wrapped up. I wish I could use ChatGPT.
Why not? Go for it.
It's fucking trash. Let's see what Google says. Fascist symbolism. God damn it. There's like a like this image of like the sticks being wrapped up. You haven't seen that?
No, I'm not familiar.
There's
with
like damn it. There's a famous like Italy one. I'll find it. But anyways, fascism. We're gonna talk about that next week.
Yeah, or maybe this week.
Yeah, let's do it this week. I'm with it. All right, y'all.
I'm pretty much done with it. I just gotta tighten it up.
Fuck yeah. All right, we just picked the date. Also, I want to get an interview over here. Got my brother Van, Flo, Brian. He don't have a rap name. Those are 3 options. I want to do an interview at some point. So that's coming.
Maybe get
people.
Either Rob,
Josh Lang.
Yeah.
Definitely, absolutely.
Daryl.
DJ, absolutely. And then after we do that, then I want to start trying to do remote interviews. Try to get Esteban call in.
That's a good idea.
That'd be dope.
Colin,
solid Colin. I mean, he's here.
Yeah, true.
But once we get that, then people could call in from their home. It doesn't, schedules don't really matter.
Maybe I'll have to work on. Was there anything else you want to touch on? Any other news articles? Anything before we wrap?
Nah. Russia. Yeah, it's crazy shit going on.
Gaza,
they're starving to death.
That's
Some
incredibly
people,
sad.
it's fucking heartbreaking, but it seems like it's penetrating a little bit to the media. Some people are like, you guys hear about this fucking starvation in Gaza?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think these more and more of these photos and stuff are starting to come out of like kids, like just completely emaciated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw. France recognized Palestine as a state. Like, good job. And then I think Britain actually came out today and said they were going to recognize Palestine as a state.
Let's go.
So
even after that deal that they just did with us, interesting.
What deal? Oh,
they made an economics deal with us, and I don't know. Trump didn't be like, "Hey, don't recognize Palestine as a state." By the way.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know what to think about it.
Yeah,
it's because I mean, most countries already recognize it, so it's like it's just mainly like the Western countries are like,
or just like it definitely is. Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's America, and our influence, I guess, is cracking. So that's what we're seeing with this, with France.
I think it's cracking,
Britain,
or either
like,
that,
fuck
or
it, we're gonna say,
or we're letting them go out, like, and be the people who like.
Oh, is this Joe Biden gay marriage play?
Yeah, you read my mind because that's exactly what I was thinking.
Tell them about what that was, real quick.
Yeah, we talked about that on the podcast.
Did we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then
y'all know.
Yeah, well, you may not know, but basically, I don't believe personally that Barack Obama didn't support gay marriage. I think they allowed Joe Biden to go out there and say that he supported it first to kind of like test the waters.
1,000%. It was a strategy.
Yeah, it was a strategy, and I think maybe
it was
that's
effective strategy.
Yeah, it was. I guess it was effective. But I think that's what's going on here. Is like these other Western European countries are like coming out and putting pressure on the Israeli government to like do something, make a change in their strategy or what have you, allow more food in, do something to sort of change direction, because they're getting a lot of bad PR. So I feel like the U.S. is like, we'll let you guys go ahead and like say like you recognize Palestine. Maybe that'll get them to do something different before we have to put real pressure on them, because this is becoming an issue. I don't know though. That's just conjecture.
There is two fronts to the Israeli propaganda war, and what I've noticed is if it's Israel-Iran, Europe is on Israel's side. When it's Israel-Palestine, Europe is like, yo, what the fuck? Because we were watching fucking Ben Norton. Yep. I remembered it. He was showing a text from the NATO leader that used to be the Netherlands fucking guy. Texted Trump, and Trump screenshotted his text and put it on True Social. But the text was like, hey, good job bombing Iran. You did what nobody had the guts to do. You made the world a safer place.
Right.
So in terms of the Israel-Iran thing, I think Europe is still with Israel on that. I don't think Europe is completely turned on Israel. They're kind of just like, yo, what the fuck? You can't do this.
Yeah. That's exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, full disclosure, I mean, the UK and I think Germany are still like providing some like military support. To Israel.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, this is just rhetoric right now. It doesn't really mean anything other than like we haven't heard them saying it before. So,
right.
I mean, I think it's important and it's not, because
right. Yeah.
What's it really going to do? Is it going to put any pressure on Israel to do anything differently? I don't think so. I think they're too far gone, frankly.
That was going to be my next question, is like, if you are Israel, like, what do you do? Right?
Yeah.
It seems like they're pretty far committed to let's just finish this.
Yeah,
Let's just kill these people, move them out.
I think so. I mean, they're from what I've seen, and I've seen a few tweets of like people who study this closely. Is like people are starting to say that it's already reached the point of like where you are going to have a difficult time of reversing famine conditions. Like even if you were to let food in today, like there's still a lot of people are going to starve.
Yes.
So yeah, it's a problem. So I think I don't think Israel's going to like reverse course.
That's the thing. Like, are they going to just? Because I guess that's the option. Is let's just reset to how it was prior to what was it?
October 7th.
Well, I was thinking January 6th. Prior to October 7th, and then we'll just go back to that world, which I'm assuming is what a lot of people are hoping. But yeah, I don't think it's possible.
That's not possible either. So this is the dilemma that they have because the pre-October 7th, status quo, what if you want to call it that, is not acceptable either.
Well, you used to have you'd have these skirmishes, or I don't know, like the map you see of Israel slowly taking over Palestine. Like they would do something and then they would like pause.
Right.
Do something and then pause.
Right.
But I don't know if there's a pause, I guess, at this point. It seems like they're at the last step.
Yeah.
A final solution, maybe.
Absolutely.
Jesus Christ.
Definitely. That's straight up Nazi language. So
yeah,
it's going to be, I don't know what they're going to do because one, it's either you finish the job, as Trump says,
piece of shit.
To expel, you can't kill all 2 million people.
I know part of it is they're going to try to, get them, push them out to either Egypt. I guess Egypt is like the only one immediately. Jordan,
yeah. So it's either you try to do that. Egypt has already said they like no.
Yeah.
And actually, I've seen some reports of, and I don't know how true this is, but that the U.S. may be like supporting. I'm not sure if it's the U.S. or other Western powers. May be supporting the Muslim Brotherhood within Egypt to sort of destabilize the Egyptian government.
Because they can't be trusted to be on our side with this.
Well, just to do destabilization, because the current president Al-Sisi, who's also like a U.S. puppet, really.
Right. That's what's curious to me is like he's already a U.S. puppet, but Egypt has this history with Israel. They had a fucking war. They have the little Sinai desert area, like they have, and they're not gonna let them just send all these people over here. So, but at the same time, they're a puppet of us, which is a puppet of Israel.
Right.
Ugh. Yeah. So the idea is what? Use a Muslim. They're saying like he can't be trusted because that's what I don't understand.
Well, he's been resisting this idea of pushing Palestinians into Egypt.
So that's the idea. Okay. So destabilize it, make it chaos, and then just get them in there while the chaos is happening.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's the idea. So I don't know how much truth that is, but you never know. That's definitely within the playbook of the United States,
the CIA,
and CIA. So we'll see.
Yeah. Speaking of comic books, right?
Right.
I don't know, man. I'm so fucking. Speaking of Israel, speaking of Palestine, don't speak. Fuck. Speaking of Palestine, it's so depressing. Like it's just so fucking. Makes me so sad, dude. It's like fuck.
I know. There was a clip I watched today on Twitter, and I literally like my eyes watered up. I'm not gonna lie. Well, we may have to play that next time. But I was like, man, it's just the human suffering.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like it, and I know there's been things like it.
Yeah, you can
before,
whatever, suck a dick, but yeah.
But it's just crazy, and to know that it's our government doing it, like literally
Openly,
some of these,
even like some covert shit.
Yeah. I mean, literally some of these weapons have probably flown right over our head.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yes. some of these bombs that we hear dropped.
Yeah. So it's just crazy to think about.
Free Palestine, from the river to the sea. I feel like there's another phrase I'm forgetting. Iraq or Palestine, just so y'all know.
Hell yeah.
But yeah. And you fuck you. We have something uplifting. Go ahead and end this on an uplifting note. Anything funny? You hear that?
Yeah, bombs.
No, that was the guns. The doof, 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 doof,
right.
Like in a Full Metal Jacket hanging out the helicopter. Just full disclosure, we live close to a few military bases, and as geopolitics heat up, you can notice if you live here, there's more bombs dropped, there's more big guns being fired, and I think part of it is they know like Russia or China or whoever is watching, and they're just like, this is a reminder, just so y'all know. I mean, it's supposed to be preparedness, but like, come on.
Watching who?
Us. Like, oh shit, they're dropping some bombs. They're gearing up. They're getting ready to go do something. We need to take them seriously at the negotiating table for whatever diplomatic theater has heated up.
Wait, hold on. You lost me.
I'm saying whenever like tensions heat up in geopolitics between America and anyone in this area, I don't know if this is true. Maybe it's just correlation. It seems like they be dropping more bombs, shooting more guns. I understand the idea is getting prepared.
Right.
But I think part of it is like they know the rest of the world is watching. And they're like, oh shit, they're getting prepared. So we have to take them seriously.
So you think they're shooting guns outside right now because they want China to see?
China or Russia or Iran or all these countries have satellites. Oh shit. My bad. That won't be an episode. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe they are just preparing, just getting ready.
Yeah, I don't think they're doing it for an audience.
No.
Nah, I think it's just.
I don't know, man. There's theater. It's the same thing like Kim Jong-un and
Russia
but that's
does different.
Shit.
They're a smaller country with the empire surrounding them. Mm-hmm. So they do that like because literally we're right there.
Yeah, but the idea is it's like a show of power, and it's like, hey, we're ready. Take us seriously. That's what I think.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe those guys have never done that before, and it's the first time they need to get ready. I don't believe that.
Nah, I mean they bomb. They shoot guns around.
Have you not noticed an uptick? I guess it'd be hard to judge. There's always crazy geopolitical shit going on.
To be honest, I don't
hear it anymore. I agree. That's part of it too. Whenever like people that don't live here they'll be like, "What is that?" I'm like, "What? What is what?" At the last place I lived at with my brother Van, our neighbor used to text us, "Stop slamming the door." I'm like, "Bitch, we're not slamming the door. It's the bombs." We live by military base.
Yeah, I really don't notice it, to be honest. So if there was an uptick, I probably wouldn't. It'd have to be a crazy uptick for me to really.
There has to be a reason I started thinking that, and I'm assuming somebody else said that to me. I don't know. I don't know if it's true. Who knows? But yeah, there we go. There's something positive.
What was positive?
I don't fucking know. We're at an hour and 40 minutes now.
All right, man.
All right. All the power to the people. Workers of the world unite.
Peace. All right, y'all.
Peace.
There's no way to be committed to nonviolence in the middle of the most violent society that history's ever created. I'm not committed to nonviolence in any way.
The Republican Party and the Democratic Party are beholden to the interests of monopoly capitalism in this country.
The capitalist European and North American powers have carved out and taken the timber, the flax, the hemp, the cocoa, the rum, the tin, the copper, the iron, the rubber, the bauxite, the slaves, and the cheap labor. They have taken out of these countries. These countries are not underdeveloped, they're overexploited.
Liberals are, at times, allies. At times, they're unreliable allies. So I don't want to just whitewash them. You've got to proceed quite cautiously with liberals.
humiliation, our basic human rights taken away from us. All of this has to come to an end through talking.